Hello, and welcome back to the Grumble and Grouch show. I'm Grumble, here with Grouch.
Hello.
And we just watched The Marvels.
I'm so glad we did.
Yeah. Let me just say, I am really shocked by the hate this movie has received. To be honest, I am really pleasantly surprised. Yeah. This movie was very entertaining.
You guys might see the first 10, 9.5 rating. I don't know.
Listen, I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. The dance sequences and the singing.
The cast.
It was like watching Grease. I loved it. The cast, very energetic, fun movie.
Diverse.
I loved it. I don't know what people are talking about. I am really on board with loving this movie. And what did you think, Grouch?
Gotcha, bitch!
Yeah. Good Lord, this is the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
This is it, man. The worst movie. The heap of people saying how bad this was. No, it's worse than what people are saying it was. This was a complete debacle from beginning to end.
I was like the Marvels, more like the three whack girls, right? Whack.
Oh my god, it was terrible. I mean, even like a Blue Beetle. I think we had like some positives to say. I think it's nice that they pushed family values. There is nothing redeemable about this freaking train wreck of a movie, and I hated it from beginning to end. Horrible.
But you should listen all the way to the end to get our ratings, by the way.
Yes, you have to listen. You never know.
Even though I do know. Never know.
We can surprise you at the end and give it a 2. Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah. So the movie, let's just get right into it then.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Right? The movie starts off where Darben, I don't even know her name, the main villainess with the messed up teeth.
I don't know.
She goes to this, looks like a moon, and she's trying to get another bangle.
She finds this bangle out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Bro, I can't even find my dog's poop in the backyard, man, when I'm trying to look for it. And this girl just finds it, like, oh, look what I found.
There it is.
Bangle.
Yeah, just like that. She's just wandering around with her buddies. Oh, look at that. What's this thing over here?
She should help
Bangles.
me pick up dog poop, man.
Yeah, so they find a bangle she's been looking for. And she's like, now I need the other one. Where's the other one? And looking all over, and they don't know where it is. And then, we go to Jersey City, I think. And there is Kamala Khan fantasizing really unusual fantasies she's got for Captain Marvel. I have to admit, it's just bizarre, the stuff she's creating in her mind. And then we see Captain Marvel needs to investigate some kind of anomaly. There's always some kind of anomaly. They have to find out what's going on over there. Let's send Captain Marvel out. And she has her little sidekick, which is a freaking little cat. But it's not really a cat. It's some kind of space creature. I don't even know what it is. And it doesn't need oxygen. It just sits on her shoulder. She's flying around freaking, the space, outer space, this little freaking cat on her shoulder.
Meow.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Yeah. And it's so funny. I guess because it's a space alien out of this Earth, of course, you can breathe in outer space. No problem.
Yeah. Understands English and everything.
Yeah.
So very early on, it's a little confusing, but the three girls, they start switching powers, right? Because they use it at the same time, blah blah blah, and eventually that leads to like a fight into the Marvel house.
Right, Kamala Khan's house. They eventually get into Kamala Khan's house. I guess somehow they're all unified through the bangle, like all three of the Marvels. They all. Every time this is one thing I have to say about in defense of this movie. This is the only time I'm going to defend this movie. Is I've seen every critic saying it doesn't make sense. Sometimes they switch when they use their powers, and sometimes they don't. Well, there was just one line, where they say when they use their powers at the exact same time, they swap. So now it makes sense. So that was a bit of a harsh criticism, and I can see. But I'm not one to really be that lenient on this movie because it is an absolute garbage tier movie. It was really bad. So that's one thing I think a lot of critics got wrong about it.
You know what I'm really tired of, to be honest? And this it's not just the Marvels. It could be like any other movie. A lot of the movies that we've seen lately, actually. I am so tired. I'm so sick of regular people standing up to these aliens.
Yeah.
I just don't like it.
Yeah.
I mean, but this goes even way back to like Green Goblin and like in the Spider-Man movie where like somebody throws an apple and it's like, if you want to get to him, you gotta get to us. We're New Yorkers or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Come on up here, tough guy. I got a little something for you.
Kick your freaking ass!
Leave Spider-Man alone. You gonna pick on a guy trying to save a bunch of kids?
Oh yeah, I got something for your ass. You mess with Spidey, you mess with New York.
You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us.
Like you said, like they were fighting with broomsticks and like
At one point, the cat. That's the other thing too. Is like there's so many inconsistencies with this kind of movie. Is where the cat sometimes shows like there's multiple cats. By the way, eventually there's like hundreds of these cats running around, and it seems to show certain level of intelligence, and other times not. Where the cat Goose eats a couple of villains, and then the cat ends up going to Kamala Khan's house and spits out these two villains who now are going to try to kill all the Kamala or the Khan family. And so Kamala's mom and dad are fighting to the death against these aliens, and they're holding their own. And just like freaking Rambo can't finish them off, you see Kamala Khan's parents with a freaking broom and a rake are holding their own against these aliens. I'm like, come on, that's ridiculous. Just as good as Rambo. Why don't you recruit them to be part of the Marvels too? I mean, it's just so ludicrous, I think.
Bring your own mop. Hey, even like you remember like Black Adam, and they start fighting at the end.
Yeah,
like it's like the city people are trying to fight.
Oh,
them.
right, yeah.
Like, it's
all
just
of a sudden,
like every
everyone's
movie, like everybody wants to be a hero.
Everyone all of a sudden, when all of a sudden everyone wants to be a hero, and they fight, and they're just as good as the superheroes. You know, why even bother to have these people if you're just as good with a rake and a mop? You can hold these people off. You know?
Yeah, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
In one of these movies, one of the bad guys should just put a hole right through a human, man. Just like punch him right through the chest. Put a hole in it.
Yeah.
So all the humans be like, oh, I was wrong. Continue on. I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
You know?
And to be honest, I believe that this movie is such an abomination and such a stain on cinema in general. I almost feel like we shouldn't even bother to review this movie because I just really believe it is so bad. It's not even worth our time. But
it's only worth the $16.
Yeah, that's the thing. $16 we spent on this nonsense.
Load.
That's a lot of money. And it's so funny. Valkyrie shows up at some point. Valkyrie shows up to try to
another girl.
Yeah, another girl boss has to show up. There's never enough women in these Marvel movies. Yeah, we need more women. And it's so funny to see, like, how is it the Valkyrie has such a good feeling towards Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel. They hardly spent more than 2 minutes together in the last movies. All of a sudden, they're buddy. Oh, how you been? How's the family? Oh, I haven't seen in a long time. What's new? And then it's so funny, buddy, that in Ragnarok, when they're introduced, that bitch had no time for Thor. As if Thor was just some loser she met on the street. I ain't got time for you. Whatever, Thor. Constantly belittling Thor, but when it's two women together, oh, how you been? How's the family? Oh, I missed you. Oh, a long time no see. Yeah. Horrible. Thor gets the short end of the stick, as usual.
One thing I found interesting is like, in a bad way, is is how like when people explain their powers, these powers are getting out of control, man. They're just getting out of control. The black girl, what was her name? Rambo. She's like, I'm just walking through light, and I got these powers.
Oh yeah.
all these people are just getting powers out of the blue, man.
Yeah, I was thinking, I remember when to be honest, when I was about 5, my mom left me in the car as they went through a wall of suds at the car wash. And now I have the ability to control suds and bubbles. That's how she works, didn't you know? I mean, I have the greatest power in the world, but hey, you got to start somewhere.
Hey, once I filled an application at Taco Bell, and I became minimum wage man.
It's as simple as that.
That's it. Superpowers, here we go.
Yeah. Captain Marvel, here we come, bitch.
I'm going to breathe in outer space, too.
And that's another thing I want to hit on, too. I don't know if other people have seen this movie. Every race has diversity off the charts. And I thought it was kind of ridiculous. Where the Kree, they had blue people, they had white people. They had black people, they had Asian people. Diversity off the charts. And then they go to this singing world.
My favorite world, by the way.
Oh my God. Oh, so charming and wonderful. And they had Asian people and white people. And black people and blue people. Diversity off the charts. However, nobody's mentioned this except the Grumble and Grouch show. One planet only had green people. The Skrulls. Can you say green supremacy? That is not cool with me. Very racist. Very wrong. Where were the black Skrulls? Racists. Where were the brown Skrulls? Racists. Where were the Skrulls with jerry curls and cornrows? Racists. I didn't think that was cool whatsoever. And I was ready to walk out of the theater. Yeah, what happened to... I know at some point there must have been black Skrulls. What happened to them? And there was some scenes, too, where... Oh, my... When I say the cringe and the fruitiness of this movie off the freaking charts... Where twice she goes, Kamala Khan says to Captain Marvel, twinsies. Oh my God. Listen, I know it's not meant for two trolls that live in a cave, but come on. I need something to work with. Twinsies.
Twinsies, man.
Oh my God.
What?
Speaking of what, how about...
How about the whole movie?
Monica Rambeau's mother. Oh, is that the first non-binary character? Is that the first non-binary character in Marvel history?
I thought it was Tupac.
Yeah. Thank God the multiverse exists because we have Tupac back from another multiverse.
Now start rapping.
Yeah.
Where's Biggie?
Yeah. Those eyebrows a little bushy there, remember? But it's good to have you back.
Biggie Smalls is the illest.
And it's so funny too. Is at one point they had like a bonding scene, and they have the three girls. What do women bond over? I don't know, but I now know women jump roping and doing girly stuff. I was waiting for a pillow fight to break out. The three girls, and now they gotta pass the time. What do? Let's jump rope and then constantly switch positions with that, every time we use our powers simultaneously, we switch positions. And we switch.
It took forever to do a Rubik's Cube.
And it was constantly switching. Switch, jumping rope, switch. Oh, I guess that was like the bonding moment. They had like the montage of how the girls bonded. And what they bond over? Jumping rope and doing each other's hair. And that was... I guess that's what they view women do when they're on some downtime. The Kree have a beef with Captain Marvel because she destroyed their AI, which was this I forget what they call it, this green looking thing. That was their AI, which basically ran their civilization. Captain Marvel destroyed it and bringing about the destruction of the homeland. And there was a civil war.
It was called like Hala.
Oh, that was the name of the planet, I think, yeah. I forgot the name of the AI, though. And because she destroyed it, now we got to get revenge against her because she destroyed our AI. I'm not even sure why she destroyed it, to be honest. That was kind of cold-blooded. She could have let it go.
Cold-blooded? She's like, you're not going to help me write my paper? Cold-blooded. ChatGPT.
Yeah, she had a weekend to kill. She said, let me just kill their AI. I don't know why she did it. I don't know. They didn't really explain that well, but I don't know. They went to the bathroom in that scene. I have no idea why she decided to kill that AI. I was, okay, well, she killed it. Now what? revolution or a civil war, and then the civil war.
Fuck your AI, nigga.
Yeah, fuck your AI, nigga. And then civil war destroys their sun too. And that's not a ridiculous thing. They have no sun, and there's still like light on that planet. Where is that light coming from? And then wouldn't it be like negative 200 degrees? How they walking around and shit? It makes no sense.
Nothing makes sense.
Yeah, this movie, to beginning to end, nonsensical, scene after scene after scene. I hated it.
But anyway, so she decides that that this girl decides that she's gonna go after every planet or everything that Captain Marvel loves, and that's how we figure out where she's gonna attack and stuff like that.
Right. I think they needed like 3 things. She needed oxygen for the planet. She needed water, and she needed the sun back. Yeah. So she's gonna steal our sun or whatever, I guess. Steal oxygen and steal water to make her planet habitable again. You know.
And she was gonna steal water from my favorite planet I could ever imagine. It was singing, the singing planet.
Oh my God. I was like, no. Everyone on the planet has to sing? That is the fruitiest shit I ever seen in my... Oh my... So yeah, she goes, and like as soon as she lands, right away they start singing. I thought maybe they have to sing certain times, but no. Every time they want to do anything or communicate anything, they have to sing it.
She tries to set up. She's like, hey, by the way, I'm famous here.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, bitch, you ain't Batman.
And it's so funny, too, is like when they were on that singing planet, like one of the first people they meet is this black dude. And he says to Monica Rambeau,
one could be more cheerful.
Why don't you smile? He goes, why don't you smile? What? Wasn't that one of the scenes in the original Marvel? And then the Captain Marvel literally broke this guy's fucking hand because, hey, sweetie, why don't you smile more?
You need a ride, darling? How about a smile for me, huh?
A smile? How about a handshake?
But because this guy is black, he literally says to her, hey, why don't you smile? Or along those lines, hey, why you have to frown? What, something like that. And then she immediately starts smiling. Why? Because it's a black guy telling a black girl to smile. But in the original, Captain Marvel, this white guy says, hey, sweetie, why don't you smile? And what does he get? A fucking broken hand, man.
Ouch.
And then at some point, it was so funny too when we're on the dancing and singing world. The Chinese guy, wherever he was, Captain Marvel's husband, gives Kamala Khan this. It looked like a red ribbon, and he goes, "Use the red ribbon, whatever it was,
scarf or something."
It was red scarf. So she just goes around bitch slapping everybody with this red scarf. And I was like, why did she get rid of that freaking scarf? She was beating the shit out of everybody with this red scarf. Like, what? And then before you know it, fuck her powers. She didn't care. She was using that freaking red scarf or ribbon, just bitch slapping everybody.
What was her power, man? Like,
I don't even know.
She could make like she could like hop on little ice. I don't know.
It was almost like Spider-Man. Instead of shooting webs, she was like shooting like purple crystals.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
And she could step on them. Like,
yeah, she could step on the crystals, and she could create little like cocoons. So when she's flying out of the sky, like 1,000 miles per hour, she created a little crystal cocoon, and then no problem. Even though I was going about 8,000 miles per hour, I created my cocoon.
Yeah,
and now I'm good. That's what it was. She would create little purple crystal things, and she can like shoot them at people. Or she could use it to fly. It's kind of like Iceman. Because at one point, there was a bunch of Kree couldn't get off of this like 5-story building. So she created like a slide made of like purple crystals. And they could just slide down.
I'd rather fill out an application for another superpower. Yeah.
Another thing I had an issue with was I have seen, I'm not going to lie, I've seen a few reviews to this movie. And one of the recurring themes was, well, the movie was pretty bad, but Kamala Khan was precious. She was so adorable. She was so sweet. No, she wasn't that cute. She wasn't that sweet. Her whole thing, the whole movie was, oh, Captain Marvel, I love you. Oh. And I kept waiting for the scene where she's playing with herself about Captain Marvel. Oh. That was straight up like a lesbian romance right there. She loved Captain Marvel beyond any kind of like, platonic love. It was just every time, oh, Captain Marvel, I love you.
Orgasmic.
Yeah, seriously. It was just over the top. And she just played her innocence to the hilt. So, oh, what do we do now, Captain Marvel? Oh. That was the whole movie where she just like follows Captain Marvel on, what do we do now, Captain Marvel? Whoa.
The end.
That was it, man. How many times are you going to play that one card? That's all she had. She was worshiping at the idol of Captain Marvel, and whatever she said, and she had this goofy look, oh. Captain Marvel, or Nick Fury did say, oh, hello, Nick.
Hello, Ghost.
She had a thing for Nick Fury and Captain Marvel. That was her whole arc. Oh, she loved those two, and whoever they did is perfect when under her eyes. She loved them both. Eventually, that kind of wore thin pretty quick with me. And then at one point, at one point, Monica Rambeau says, well, you know what? That's how families work. You know what? That kind of pulled my heartstrings because I was never really sure how families worked until Monica Rambeau filled me in. That was beautiful. She goes, well, you know what? That's how families work. I was like, thank you, Monica. I was never really quite sure. But now Monica Rambeau filled me in. This is how families work. Thank you, Monica. And then there's a scene where they go, Black Girl Magic. Because evidently, Monica Rambeau never knew how to fly until this moment. And then Nick Fury, the black man, tells her, Black Girl Magic. And then she just takes off and flies and saves Kamala Khan because of Black Girl Magic. At one point, Kamala gets both bangles. And I was waiting for someone to say, Brown Girl Magic. It evidently worked on Monica Rambeau. Hopefully it worked on Kamala too. Brown Girl Magic! Because she needed that little extra push. And then they go to this planet where they have to sing everything. And I was like, well, that's kind of original, but I hate it.
And on that note,
yeah, and then they go, I hate this movie so freaking much. I just want to go out and dance in the middle of oncoming traffic. Please end this misery. Please. I want to die.
Give me my money back.
I just want to kill myself.
Please. I'm broke.
End this misery now. I beg of you. Tupac. Please.
Please come back.
Help. Take me now. I can't do it anymore. I hate it. Oh, it was terrible. The singing was so bad. I was like, what are we watching? This is horrible. I was like, listen, I do like Grease and musicals here and there, but this is the worst music I've ever seen in my life. And then freaking Ms. Marvel starts singing and dancing. I was like, what is this? Oh, I hated it.
Anyway, so right here, the bad lady, she finds out that there's that Khan has the second bangle.
Right, Kamala Khan has the other bangle, and now she wants it. And it's so funny. She's standing right there, and then she covers it up. She's like, Dar-Ben was like 5 feet away. You can't see that bracelet? If it was like a watch or something, I'd say, hey, look at that nice watch. Well, let me take a close. She got the bangle right there, and then she covers it up. Are you serious? It's like you have like 50 prisoners. 2 broads standing right there. I think it was like Rambeau and Kamala, and you can't see. Oh, that's an interesting bangle you have there. Can I take? No. She covers it up. Come on. Her whole existence requires finding that bangle, and she has it right there, and she doesn't see it. Come on. Ridiculous.
The fighting scenes were really bad. There was
The
nothing
fight scenes
exciting
no.
about it. There was nothing.
No, at least at the Blue Beetle, some of the fight scenes weren't that bad. I thought I did like some of the shooting with the Red Beetle shooting at Blue Beetle. Not the worst I've seen, but this movie, there's very little to no redeeming qualities whatsoever. None. So
Yeah, and then they just start fighting, and they team up on the bad girl, right? It was 3 against 1, and they still
Yeah.
couldn't take her out.
Well, that's something that didn't make sense to me was, listen, Kamala Khan has the same exact bangle Dar-Ben has. Shouldn't they be an even match? I guess, listen, the only thing I don't know is how powerful are the Kree? Are they much more powerful than humans? That's the only advantage. But other than that, they have the same freaking weapon.
Well, they can't be that powerful, because they get taken out by mops and brooms and...
Right, yeah, I know.
And cats.
The next scene was she finally wants her revenge on the Skrulls, and she goes to their colony, and she destroys her colony. And this I thought was interesting, where they could have made more of this, where Kamala was like, oh, we need to go back and save more, and Marvel was like, no, we're out. We got what we can. We can't save everybody. That was they could have made more out of that, where she's like, "Oh, hold on, man. Why couldn't we save them? What's the?" And then she loses sleep over the fact that a bunch of the Skrulls end up dying, and they just left them behind. So I thought that could have been developed a little better, but no. And they take them on board their ship and they flee. And on the space station with Nick Fury, the space station's in trouble, so they need to evacuate. And there's only like 2 or 3 escape pods, and not enough for all the people to get on board. So it's so ridiculous. Where the cat obviously is not that, and plus these kittens, I guess, were just born from Goose. I don't know. They're all these eggs and shit, and they're all born. So, but they tell the cats, I guess, all right, eat all the people, but don't digest them, and you're gonna get back on get on these escape shuttles. So dumb, because because you're telling me they're that intelligent. You can tell, all right, eat the humans or people, but don't digest, and then all of you get on the escape pods, and then we'll escape to the... It's just such ludicrous, nonsensical writing. And it takes you out of the movie. It's just so stupid. So, yeah, that's what they do. The cats run around chasing people. At one point, Kamala picks up one of the cats and uses like a freaking gun, capturing people and swallowing them, you know?
She was like, meow mix, meow mix.
So
meow mix.
Stupid. Yeah, and then they get the cats on the shuttles. They take off and they head to Earth. And it was stupid. And they crash land, almost take out the...
What a beautiful crash land, too.
Yeah. They almost took out the Statue of Liberty. But they land, and then the cats get out and they start puking all these people all over the grass.
So amazing.
God. At the end of the movie, Dar-Ben gets both bangles. You think, aha! She's got the upper hand. The Marvels are in trouble. What are they going to do? She's got both bands, and she's flying around. They're in trouble. And then she's like, I got you now. And she puts the both bangles together, and then everyone's like, oh, no. And then she like disappears.
I was like, oh, yeah.
But then she like disappears. Is that what happens? What happens to her? I don't know. I might have looked down, or I don't know what I was doing. But all of a sudden, what happens to Dar-Ben?
I think your beer spilled.
I think I spilled my beer, and I was like, what did I miss? Where did she go? She smashed her 2 bangles together, and then she's gone. What? What happened? I didn't understand that. Did she die? Did she go to a different universe?
No, she didn't. Captain Marvel kind of like tackled her.
Yeah, but then what happens to her, though?
Yeah, that we don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but Captain Marvel took it from her.
She banged the 2 bangles together, and then Captain Marvel slammed into her, and then, I don't know.
And then Captain Marvel came back with both bands. It was,
That's got like the most anticlimactic freaking finish I've ever seen in any freaking movie. And
I hope that explanation answered no questions.
Yeah, one swoop right into her. Oh, that's all it took. All she had to do was bash into her belly, and she's gone. And I've got the bangles to boot. What? Where did she go? I don't know. This is so stupid. And then now there's a
There's a hole in the
There's
universe?
a hole in the universe between one dimension. I don't even know. That's why I didn't even give a crap. I was like, there's space over there and there's space over here. We got to split them up now. I don't know. So I said, okay, we got to split this shit up. And they're like, all right, you go on that side and we'll be on this side, and we got to
close.
We got to
close the.
We got to fix this hole. And they, of course, they got to send the black girl over there. So she goes over there, and I guess she couldn't do it on this side. So she goes on that side, and she shoots her rays or whatever. And then these two are just watching. I don't know if they really did jack. Keep it up. And then she did everything herself. And then she sealed the hole. And then poor Kamala was like, "Oh, my best friend is gone." She goes crying to her mommy and daddy. "Oh, my new best friend. Help. My heart is bleeding. Monica Rambeau is gone.
I need to go to Singing Planet. And sing my woes away."
Yeah. Oh, my God. And that's pretty much how it ends. She goes to Earth. She hugs her mommy and daddy and her brother. Very heartfelt moment,
And then her and Captain Marvel go on a plane.
Oh yeah, and then they go to, evidently,
Tennessee, I think.
No, they went to Louisiana, I think.
Louisiana.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
So Louisiana, and then they got to help him move into this new house, and then she's like, "Let's get on my little plane." Captain Marvel says, "We're gonna fly my plane," and then Miss Marvel goes, "Oh, I can't wait," and they get on the plane. That bitch has been fighting different planets and flying at 1,000 miles per hour all over space, and all of a sudden this little plane is going to impress her. Oh, what a beautiful plane. Let's go.
Did any joke hit?
No jokes. No jokes hit in this movie. None. I just thought it was just crap from beginning to end. And it just shows, too, is like the agenda they're trying to push. It was not as bad as the original Captain Marvel movie where all men are scum and women are the greatest thing ever. It wasn't as bad as that in this one, but they did have their moments. Like at one point, Kamala Khan's father is on the ground, not unconscious or anything. He can fully defend himself. But of course, Kamala Khan's mother jumps on top of him to shield him and defend him from that evil alien who's about to kill him. Of course, they got to reverse the roles. The guy's a little bitch, and the wife has to jump to his defense, of course. 2023, Yeah, so, there's nothing redeeming at all about this movie.
Nobody dies. You don't feel no empathy
there's
for
no
anybody.
Stakes. There's no stakes
Even
whatsoever.
the people that die, you don't know, so they're just like no real characters.
No.
There's just no feeling behind it. There's nothing. There was just
No.
Probably one of the worst ones we've done, right?
Yeah, listen, this is definitely, by far, in my opinion,
Worse than Ant-Man?
Worse than Ant-Man. Worse than anything we've seen. I feel like we need to create a whole new category for this. Because I, honest to God, thought that there's two unwatchables. What was it?
For me, it's every movie.
Yeah, no. Ant-Man was unwatchable, and so was, what was the other one?
Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle. The Blue Beetle and Ant-Man for Grouch were unwatchable. They're bad, but this is definitely... I just didn't think... I thought that was like... You can't do worse than this. This is it. This is ground level. But no.
Well, you could have the whole movie singing. You can sing the whole movie.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll make it a little worse.
Yeah. I just feel like at this point, maybe we need to be more discerning when it comes to watching movies, because this... A lot of people said it was bad, but I was like, no, it's probably not that bad. It's probably decent.
Grumble, why you gotta be so pessimistic, man? Look at the positive side, man. There's no other way than up. That's it, man. The next movie?
Yes.
Yes, man.
There is no way it's going to be as bad as this.
Yep.
That's a fact.
So, that's one good way to look at it, right?
Absolutely.
So it's only up from here, man. All right, Grumble, what's your rating, man?
My rating, there's no other choice. There's no... What can I say? This is a straight up 1. Worst one we've seen. I mean, it's unfortunate that all these other movies have to be on the same one, but this is like a low one. Very, very bad 1.
This is a what? You don't even finish the 1. It's like a what?
Yes. horrible experience. I really think that you don't get worse than this, in my opinion. The Marvels are at an all-time low, and I feel bad because we experienced such good movies like Iron Man, the Phase 1, almost all of them, phenomenal, great movies, and it's just we are now watching the decay, the last of the great Marvel movies are over, and we're now watching the end. And it's just sad to see this absolute shit show we just witnessed. Horrible. 1. What do you think, Grouch?
I rate this movie on watch.
I agree.
Yeah. And on that note, this is the Grumble and Grouchy Show.